industry, and his name is Tom Ford. So have you ever heard of his name? If not, please raise your hand. So a lot? Yeah. And how about if you don't know this person, how about just make a guess what kind of category he fitting? Like you might think he's an artist or a fashion designer based on the picture I put here and also some words. How about Starry? Do you have any idea?
Is he an actor?
Actor. Well, he's also the filmmaker too, so I'm going to introduce later. But the answer will be she is a fashion designer, and the answer will be he's a fashion designer, and the brand related to him is Gucci. Well, this is his brief introduction. He was assigned to be the Gucci creative director in 1994 and successfully changed this brand into the fashionable, luxurious brand. This is also the reason why I put Midas touch here. However, in 2004, he announced to leave this brand, and he attributed this departure not to the money but to the control. This is also an unexpected bomb in the fashion industry at that time. And after 2009, he felt he's interested in the firms, so he also tried to make some firm. Aside from being the fashion designer, he's also a filmmaker too, just like Starry mentioned. So I will divide my presentation into three parts. The first part I would like to tell you guys why do I think he deserve this title, and the second part I will try to compare him with another person named Stone Brown, who is also nominated as Time 2023 as a fashion designer. In the final part, I will make some conclusion. So let's go ahead on topic. Well, before we talking about how influenced this guy is, we need to go back to the history and see how Gucci was at that time. I believe if we have the clear understanding about this brand, it will be very helpful for us to realize how influenced Tom Ford is. So I would like to say this brand was totally in the hot water in the late 80s, not only because of the family food, but also because of the money issue. As for the family strife, after the founder died, the members are split on the management of this brand. And you see this person on the right lower side of the picture. His name is Maurizio Gucci. At that time, he disagreed with his uncle on his approach to run this business. So he decided to kick his uncle out of this company with some illegal ways. And this kind of family strife is totally in the public eyes, and it's very ugly. It also has some detrimental effect on this brand image. And as for the money issue, after Maurizio Gucci took over this brand, he started to spend the money extravagantly. And it's also, well, according to the statistic, he even lost nearly 22 million United dollars in 1993 alone. So we can see that actually this brand was totally in a very bad situation in the late 80s, not only because of the inner family confliction, but also because of its own money issue. So let's see how Tom Ford did when he was assigned to be the creative director in Gucci. Well, as for the business, he tried to launch some controversial ad campaign. For example, in 2003, there's a model showing her intimate shaved G logo. Well, this kind of thing actually somehow aroused the public outrageous reaction. However, people working with him praised that he pushed this brand into the new height. And we can also see whether it works or not from the result. Well, I believe it did, because the sales revenue spiked obviously after several controversial ad campaigns. And as for the fashion, I would like to say Tom Ford was totally like a pioneer who added sexiness and the glamour to the whole fashion industry. And here are his several classic collections. The first one is the red velvet suit. And on the right upper side, there is a woman wearing a G-string in the Gucci fashion stage. And on the right lower side, there's a woman. You see, she's holding the Oscar reward, and she's wearing the unbuttoned jewel tone satin shirt. And those are his classic collection. We can conclude that his style is bold and also sexy, yeah. And these kind of things somehow reincarnate this brand and also bring the new era for the fashion designers. And you have already understand what kind of thing he did on the fashion and the business. You might be very interested, like, oh, how make its influence? And I might answer you that his willingness to break the rules and break the society norms make him very influenced because he encouraged the following the fashion designer to explore more sexiness and boldness into their creation. And as for the gender equality, he tried to launch some controversial ad campaign to express his feeling to our status quo. And for example, there is a full frontal male nude as a face of the M7 fragrance. According to the interview, he said his intention is not gratuitous. Instead, he wanted to defend the gender equality. And he believed in the society that objectified the woman. If there is a nude male standing in the fashion stage, then everyone feel very outrageous. They have the real phobia, and he wondered why. So in this part, what admire me is even though he get enough reputation from the fashion and the business, he still pay a lot of attention on our status quo and trying to express his own feeling with some collection or the ad campaign. And because before the presentation, Starry guessed that he is a mermaid, so I'm going to tell a little bit about different he made. Well, the classic one, I think it's Nocturnal Animal. Not a classic one, because this one is the thriller movie, and I love to see thriller movies, so I would like to introduce this one. But he also made some good movie. You guys can go to the Google and see, like the Single Man. Yeah. And I will briefly introduce its plot. It is about a woman. She received a manuscript from her ex-husband, and the manuscript remind her of something she don't wanted to think about. And this kind of movie actually gets some great reward and comments. So this is the Tom Ford part. Later I'm gonna to compare why Tom Ford deserves this title. And before we go ahead of topic, I would like to introduce the Tom Ford. Well, this person, he also get nominated. He get nominated as Time 2023 as a fashion designer. And the reason he get nominated is because he tried to challenge our expectation. So here's his several collection. We can see he tried to add some creative motive into their collection, like the suit and also the uniform. Well, before I see his collection, I always think that probably the suit and the uniform should be very boring, tradition, unchangeable, but after I see his collection somehow defined my understanding to the uniform and also the suit, because he made these kind of clothes very creative. So why do I think Tom Ford much more deserves this title? Well, during his tenure, he tried to he reinvent this company and bring this company to the Phoenix height. And also, he also brings some new era for the following fashion designer and they encourage them to explore some boldness and sexiness to their creation. And now, we are going to jump to our conclusion. So later on, I hope that you guys finish my presentation and there are several key takeaways you can remember. The first one is, what did Tom Ford did during his tenure? Well, he's totally revamped his brand. And also, what kind of thing he did in the business? Well, he tried to launch some provocative ad campaign And for the fashions, he's trying to explore more sexiness and boldness to his collection, and which also encourage the following fashion designer to explore the sexiness to their creation too. So this is my presentation, and thanks for listening. But actually, I don't know why, but usually there should be a QR code to let you guys scan it, because there are some extensive resource. I made some research, and also some word you might be interesting while you are reading this article. But I don't know why they don't have. That is a problem. So that is my presentation, and thanks for listening.
Maybe later we can check out your file on the folder. Or maybe we can upload maybe a revised one so everyone can scan the QR code later if they're interested in some further information. Good. So any questions, comments?
Gucci is no longer a family business, or the Gucci the family of the Gucci has the control of this brand.
According to my research, I think that the Gucci family is no longer control this brand, since Maurizio Gucci have already sold out his share to other person who is not from the Gucci family. Yeah, kind of, because before I'm doing some research on this fashion brand, and while I was doing the research on the Gucci, and I accidentally find this person too.
Can you tell more about the difference between the two persons you compared?
I think they are very similar, and well, for the difference, I think, okay, like for the Thom Browne, Thom Browne, I think they are similar, to be honest, but what makes Tom Ford very different is the milestone he set while doing his tenure. I don't doubt that, I don't deny that Thom Browne also have his own importance too. But for me personally, I will think Tom Ford should be much more suitable for this title.
What is your favorite collection?
My favorite collection? Okay, I will show you. Hold on. I think my favorite collection, well, it's not on this presentation. Yeah.
Good. So any others?
How old is he? He is 17 years old or 16. I'm not sure, but it's a little bit old actually. But it's so hard to tell that he's actually 60 years old from his appearance. Yeah. But while I was doing some research, I also found some interesting material like the Gucci scandal, the family scandal. It's also it is adapted to be another movie named The Gucci Family. If you guys are interested, you can also watch it too.
Good. Any others? So I mean, this question may not have much to do with the topic. I'm just curious. So because you're interested in the fashion industry, will you consider starting your career with the fashion industry?
Well, I'm not so sure because for me, fashion might seem a little bit. I think it's a little bit. I can't say unrealistic, but Yeah, sorry, but sometimes you can really understand why they design this kind of collection, right? So for me personally, I would try to learn some management, but it's also related to the fashion designer, but maybe not the artist part.
So, any others?
I want to make the talk because we both share your company. We both talk about the company, but I think we did better because you compare the other things and I forgot it. Yeah, he joined the company. You talk about the difference, but I didn't do that. So I think it's a really good presentation, and I think you presented very fluent. Yeah, it's really compliment.
Thank you, Leona. Yeah, I think I do agree with you on this. Good. So if there are no more questions, then thank you very much for the presentation.